Hi guys, welcome back to YouTube channel for Ims Kanpur. Let's discuss CAT 2024 slot 2 set number 5. Let's read the set. 8 gymnastic player number 1 through 8 underwent a training camp where they were coached by 3 coaches X, Y and Z, and each coach trained at least 2 players. So every coach is training how many players? At least 2 players. And Yuki trained only even number of players while Zara trained only odd number of players. So I can say X, Y and Z. And everybody is training at least how many players? At least 2 players. So overall, how many players are there? 8 players. So how we can distribute 8 players among these 3 coaches? And since everyone is training at least 2, so the distribution is possible like you've already distributed 6 players. Rest of the 2 player can either coached by only single coach or one player can be coached by rest of the 2 coaches. So in both the scenario, in one case you can distribute 4 to 2, in one case you can distribute 3 to 2. This is how your distribution can happen. So maybe one of them is coaching 4 player and rest 2 are coaching 2 or two of them are coaching 3 and one is coaching 2 players. So this is how your situation would look like. Now it clearly says that Yuki trained only even number of players. So Y is training only even. Okay, it means 2, 4, 6 and 8. Out of these 4, Yuki किन्हीं 2 को या more than 2 she can train. And similarly for Z it has been given Z is training only odd number of people. So again 1, 3, 5 and 7. These are options that so I can write only odd. Let's go further. After the camp, the coaches evaluated the players and gave them an integer rating to the respective player trained by them on a scale of 1 to 7. So after coaching, these players were given a rating from 1 to 7. Maybe somebody would get a rating of 1, somebody would get 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. These 7 different integer values are possible. And 1 is lowest and 7 highest. Fair enough. X trained more players than Yuki. Now X is training more player than Y. Now that's a very interesting point to analyze. If X is training more than Y, if you look at the first scenario, obviously X will train 4 player and Y will train 2. Look at the scenario number 2, X is more than Y. In both the cases, Y is going to be 2. So we can clearly say that Y is going to train exactly 2 players. So for Y, we know the number of players are 2. For X, it could be 4 or 3. Now, player 1 and 4 were trained by the same coach. Now 1 and 4 cannot be trained by Y and Z because Y is training only even and Z is training only odd. So 1 and 4 will be P1 and P4 will be trained by X. Next is 2, 3 and 5 were trained by different. Now player 2, player 3 and player 5. All the 3 players were trained by 3 different coaches. So I think if you look at 2, 3 and 5 are odd numbers. So I think Y cannot train them. So Y is going to train only P2. So P2 will be trained by Y. And between P3 and 5, P3 and P5, one will be trained by X and one will be trained by Z. And it says 5 and 7 were trained by the same coach and got the same rating. Now that's an interesting point. 5 and 7. 5 and 7 both are odd numbers, right? So now look at the last point. Suppose if this person, let's take player X trains player number 5. In that case, he's going to train P7 also. Now he's going to train 3 odd number of player. So only in that case, Z will train only 1 odd number player. And that is not possible because Z is going to train at least 2 players. So in that case, you cannot take player number 5 with X. So I think with that, you can say player 3 will come over here and player 5 and 7 will come over here. And now Z can train only 2 people. Why? Because all the even number of players has already been coached. Like P1 and P3 are coached by X and P5 and P7 are coached by Z, and Z is only coaching odd number of players. In that case, Z is coaching 2 players, and Y we have already have fixed that he is going to coach 2 players. So in that case, X will coach 4 players. So now who are the left one? One is P6 and one is P8. So there are 2 possibilities. Either P6 would come over here or P8 would come over here, or it could be vice versa. So by and large, we know for 6 player the exact coach, and for 2 players we have to figure out based on whatever further information has been given. Now it says player 5 and 7 were trained by the same coach and they got the same rating. So their rating value is also same. Like P5 and C7 are going to get same rating. And all other player got a unique rating. It means from 1 to 7, there are 7 numbers. So these 2 players have got the same number and rest of them have got different numbers. So Now that's an interesting point. Suppose if P5 and P7 are going to get same rating and rest of them are going to get unique rating. So your all values from 1 to 7 will get consumed and one of them will get repeat. Now this X could be anything. But the further point will give you clarity, like the average of the rating of all the player was 4. So now 8 people, 8 players getting an average rating of 4. This summation has to be equal to 32. If you solve this, then X will become 4. So I think P5 and P7, both of them getting same rating, and that rating has to be 4. So now we know the rating of player number P5 and P7. Now let's proceed further. Player 2 got the highest rating. In that case, player 2 will get the rating of 7. So I can write player 2's rating is 7. So now I know P5 is getting 4 rating point, P7 is getting a 4 rating point, and P2 is getting a rating point of 7 because that is the highest value. Now the average of the rating of the player trained by Y. Y's average rating is twice that of X and 2 more than that of average rating of Z. Now we know that the average rating of Z has to be 4 because both of his players are getting a rating of 4. So average of Z will become 4. So if Z's value is 4, in that case Y will get a rating of 6. So coach Y's players are getting an average rating of 6. So that's an interesting point. Now P2, who has been already coached by Y, is getting a 7 rating point. The second player will get a rating point of 5. In that case, this will become. So now you know that P8 or P6, whoever it is, will get a rating point of 5. And now the players who are coached by X will get a rating of, one of them will get 1 rating point, one of them will get 2, one of them will get 3, and one of them gets 6, and his average will become 3. So Y's average is 6, 3 and 4. Now this makes sense also. So you've been able to decipher this part of the set. Now last point, player 4's rating was, now P4's rating was double of P8 and P4 is less than P5. Now that's a very interesting point. Now if P4 has got double rating of P8, now we have already understood that Y is either going to coach P8 or P6, whoever it is, he is going to get 5 rating point. Now this player cannot be P8 because if P4 is getting double rating of P8, then P8 cannot take a value of 5. In that case, that we know that P6 will be coached by Y and he would get a rating of 5. And now we have to figure out the rating of P8. Right now P4 has also got a less rating than P5. So P4 ka value kya ho sakta? P4 could be 1, 2, 3, anything that is less than 3, less than 4, and these are 3 values. But P4 rating is double, so it has to be an even number. So in that case, P4 is going to get a rating of 2, and since it is double of P8, P8 is going to get the rating of 1. So now we know the ratings of P4, we know the rating of P5, we know the rating of P7, P2, P6. The only thing confusion is P1 and P3. One of them will get 3 rating point, another will get a rating point of 6. Now this is where we are confused. And since there is no further information that has been given, we can solve the question. So let me erase some part of the set and then we can discuss question one by one. Okay, so let's look at the first question. What best can be concluded about the number of players coached by Zara? Definitely we know Z is going to coach 2 people. So B is the correct answer. So for question number 18, option B is correct. What was the rating of player number 7? P7 is getting a rating of 4. So for question number 19, answer is going to be 4. What was the rating of player number 6? P6 is getting a rating of 5. So answer is 5. For how many players the rating can be determined with certainty? I think we have clearly said 6 people. We are very, very certain. For 2, we are confused. So answer is 6. And who are all the players trained by eggs? Player number 1, 4, 3 and 8. 1, 3, 4 and 8. Option B is the correct answer. So that's it, guys.